Hello everyone, my name is Miss Erin. I'd like to share some of my favorite stories with you. The first one is Love You Forever by Robert Munsch. A mother held her brand new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That baby grew and he grew and he grew and he grew until he was 2 years old, and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator. And he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, "This kid is driving me crazy." But at nighttime, when that 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of the bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That boy grew and he grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 9 years old, and he never wanted to come in for dinner, and he never wanted to take a bath. And when Grandma visited, he always said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. But at nighttime, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. And if he was really asleep, she picked up that 9-year-old boy and rocked him back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The boy grew and he grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a teenager. He had strange friends. He wore strange clothes, and he listened to strange music. Sometimes his mother felt like she was in the zoo. But at night, when that teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. And if he was really asleep, she picked up that great big boy and rocked him back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That teenager grew. He grew and he grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a house across town. But sometimes on dark nights, the mother got into her car and drove across town. If all the lights were out in her son's home, she opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. If that great big man was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, you better come and see me because I'm very old and sick. Her son came to see her, and when he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I love you forever, I like you for always. But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. The son went to his mother. He picked her up and rocked her back and forth and back and forth. And he sang this song. I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mommy you'll When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up, and in his arms he very slowly rocked her back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, "I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." The end. Love You Forever by Robert Munsch. Another one of my favorite books is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie by Laura Numeroff. If you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk. And when you give him the milk, he'll probably ask you for a straw. When he's finished, he'll ask for a napkin. Then he'll want to look into a mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. When he looks into the mirror, he might notice his hair needs a trim. So he'll probably ask you for a pair of nail scissors. When he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want a broom to sweep up. He'll start sweeping. He might get carried away and sweep every room in the house. He may even end up washing the floors as well. When he's done, he'll probably want to take a nap. You'll have to fix up a little box for him with a blanket and a pillow. He'll crawl in it, make himself comfortable, and fluff up the pillow a few times. He'll probably ask you to read him a story. So you'll read to him from one of your books, and he'll ask to see the pictures. When he looks at the pictures, he'll get so excited, he'll want to draw one of his own. He'll ask you for paper and crayons. And then he'll draw a picture. When the picture is finished, he'll want to sign his name with a pen. Then he'll want to hang his picture on your refrigerator, which means he'll need Scotch tape. He'll hang up his drawing and stand back to look at it. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him that he's thirsty. So he'll ask for a glass of milk. And chances are, if he asks for a glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie to go with it. The end. If You Give a Mouse a Cookie by Laura Numeroff. Time for Bed by Mem Fox. It's time for bed, little mouse, little mouse. Darkness is falling all over the house. It's time for bed, little goose, little goose. The stars are out and on the loose. It's time for bed, little cat, so snuggle in tight. That's right, like that. It's time for bed, little calf, what happened today that made you laugh? It's time for bed, little foal, I'll whisper a secret, but don't tell a soul. It's time for bed, little fish, so hold your breath and make a wish. It's time for bed, little sheep, the whole wide world is going to sleep. It's time to sleep, little bird, so close your eyes, not another word. It's time to sleep, little bee, yes, I love you and you love me. It's time to sleep, little snake, good gracious me, you're still awake? It's time to sleep, little pup, little pup. If you don't sleep soon, the sun will soon be up. It's time to sleep, little dear, little dear. The very last kiss is almost here. The stars on high are shining bright. Sweet dreams, my darling. Sleep well. Good night. Time for Bed by Mem Fox. Thank you so much for joining me for story time today. I hope to see you soon.